Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. Today's video, I'm continuing my series on ranking 100 favorite albums according to the list I made in 2021, as my list has changed a lot since then, but still trying to finish this series out. Got 15 more albums to talk about, and here I'm trying to talk about number 15 on my list. It's pretty high, and that is a Beatles album. Yeah, I get to talk about the Beatles again, as I don't talk about them enough. This is going to be the Magical Mystery Tour, my 15th favorite album. So stay tuned to hear my thoughts here on Jason, the Old Millennial. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well on a Saturday evening. Very late night again. Lately, I've been doing these kind of later at night before I go to bed. I don't know why. I guess I just let time go by, and then I'm like, oh, I need to do a video before I go to bed. Put it out there. Anyway, so yeah, this is one it's been a while. It seems like since I've done this. Of course, I've been busy with the move, and I'm almost done moving. I should be done with all of that this tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be done basically with all that, anyways. And I'm just, make sure everything's organized in this house now and all that, and still waiting to get warm water, and there's the washing machine hooked up, and so still some stuff to do. But anyways, enough about me. Talking about this absolutely amazing album. I think I have it number 15 on my list. I just absolutely love this album, and it's somewhat of an underrated album. I think it's not ranked as high on most Beatles fans' lists. And as you've been watching my channel, of course, I talked a lot about the Beatles lately and gone through the whole career, basically. And this comes towards the end. This comes out in 1967. This is actually, what's interesting about this album, of course, as you see, it's actually a movie that they came out with, and they came out with the soundtrack for the album, basically. And in the UK, this isn't what they came out in the UK. In the UK, it came out what was called a double EP, and it basically had the songs from the movie. Instead of making an LP, which is, normal album length, which is normally, 12 to 14 songs, they only put out 6 songs from the movie. So there's 6 songs from the movie, and they just put it out as, they call it double EP, so I guess a couple, maybe 3 discs with 2 songs on each side or something like that. I'm not sure how they did that, but in the US, we didn't want to do that. We decided we wanted to make a whole LP, a whole official album out of it. And so we took the 6 songs and put it on side 1. And then we took 5 singles from the Beatles that weren't on any albums, I believe, at that time. So All You Need Is Love might have been on Yellow Submarine. I don't know if that was on yet. That might have been after this, actually, probably. But, or it might have been right before. I can't remember when Yellow Submarine came out. But, so they basically took 5 hit singles, which was a really good idea, and stuck it on the second side and made a LP out of it. And so it's interesting. This isn't an official album for UK, but it's an official album for the US. I usually don't do that. I usually only count the UK albums when I talk about the Beatles. But this is a special, I think, album that you can count in the canon of the Beatles albums. I count 13 Beatle albums in total, I guess. Though I don't like to count Yellow Submarine because it's not all original material, and there's a lot of orchestra music in it, so it's not quite an album like the other Beatle albums. But if you want to really say it's an album, then there's 13 official Beatle albums in my estimate, and I count this as one of them. Even though it's a US album, it's a big enough album, it's well known. I think it's considered enough of a an album to most people that you could put it in what I call the Beatle canon, I guess. Because the Beatles put out different albums in the UK than the US. And most of the US albums we don't really count anymore. We just listen to the UK ones. Anyways, but yeah, so saying that, I think it definitely belongs in there. Yeah, I said it's absolutely amazing album. I mean, and I love this. A lot of people don't like this cover. I actually kind of like the cover. It's really festive, very colorful. Love the outfits. Those they wear those in the movie. The Walrus and the Eggman. It's great. Yeah, and I like this back. It's a kind of picture from the movie, basically. Kind of cool. I actually like the whole cover and everything of this. But yeah, you get 6 songs from the movie. I mean, you get, of course, Magical Mystery Tour, the opener, Great song. Actually, really enjoy that song. Great opener for the album. And then you get the Fool on the Hill. Love Fool on the Hill. One of Paul's best, like, piano ballad type songs, and kind of interesting, lyrically talking about this fool who everybody thinks is like the dumb one, and then at the end, the fool on the hill kind of looks down on the people and says that, they're the fools, not me. Anyway, so I don't know. I love Paul's writing there. Flying, I'm not crazy about. It's their only all musical instrumental, I should say. It's their only instrumental song that they ever did. And it's not terrible within the confines of the movie. I think it works. Not one of my favorite songs personally. Blue Jay Way, definitely one of the weaker songs on here. It's a George Harrison song I've never been crazy about. Very psychedelic, though. It's definitely one of their psychedelic albums, as you'll see. Your Mother Should Know, I think it's okay. It's an interesting song. It's definitely a throwback song for Paul. He likes to do these throwback. It seems like a throwback to the 40s or something. I don't know. Musicals or something. It's an interesting song. And then you end with probably the best song on the album, on this first side, and that is I'm a Walrus. I mean, what a great song. Love the orchestra there. The lyrics are just out of this world crazy. It's very psychedelic, and John's voice and the way they change it for the song works so well. It's also the best moment, I think, in the movie. It's a really great musical kind of video kind of scene in the movie. But yeah, then the side two, I mean, you got Hello Goodbye, great song, #1 hit for them. Strawberry Fields Forever, I mean, come on, one of the greatest Beatles songs of all time. And then Penny Lane, those are the double A side single, one of the best double A singles of all time. Baby Rich Man is a very hidden gem song. I believe that's a John song, but really good song like that nobody really talks about, but yeah, really excellent one that you listen to it and you go, oh, I forgot about the song. It's one of those songs, but you're like, wow, this is really good. It's really catchy. So there's some interesting musical instruments in there, arrangements and all that. And then you end with All You Need Is Love, which, I mean, yeah, one of their most iconic songs. A single that they did live, this live telecast, and they put it on here. Like I said, I know it's on the Yellow Submarine soundtrack as well, but I mean, yeah, come on. 5 great stuff. That second side is just perfect, And then the first side is pretty good as well. I said it only has a couple of weak songs, I would say. But overall, absolutely amazing album. Just looking at this, I wanted to read this part on here. I thought it was interesting. I think it's talking about the movie. I don't know if this is kind of describing maybe the movie a little bit, but it says, away in the sky, beyond the clouds, live 4 or 5 magicians. By casting wonderful spells, they turn the most ordinary coach trip into a magical mystery tour. If you let yourself go, the magicians will take you away to a marvelous place. Maybe you've been on a magical mystery tour without even realizing it. Are you ready to go? Splendid. The story begins on page 7 or 8. I don't know, I love that. That's kind of, because in the movie, the Beatles play these magicians overlooking this tour they call the Magical Mystery Tour, and the Beatles are on the tour bus too, so they're playing multiple characters, and there's all these other characters, and there's narration, and it makes no sense. It's a wacky movie, but man, the music is amazing. And I love this vinyl as well. It has a little booklet with so many cool pictures and stories from the, I just picked out my favorite picture probably from it. Very psychedelic, there they are. Anyways, a lot of good stuff there. Love that. Love this album. Definitely gotta be in your collection. One, if you're a fan of music. I mean, hopefully you're a fan of the Beatles. Hopefully this is one that everybody enjoys. Anyways, yeah. So very high on my list of my Beatles music. And as you know, for me, I'm a big Beatles fan, so that's saying a lot. So saying that, let's go to my top three favorite songs from this album. There's so many great songs. It's really hard to pick just 3. Like I said, I'm the Walrus. I left off my top 3, but it's so good. It is one of the best songs that they ever done. Magical Mystery Tour, so good. Didn't make it to my top 3. Just saying. All You Need Is Love didn't make it in my top 3. Really great song. I mean, that's just how good this album is. Some of the best songs ever. Didn't make it into my top 3 of this album. The third, I'm going with Fool on the Hill, actually. I'm barely beating out I'm the Walrus, really, to get into that third spot. Like I said, I love a good Paul ballad. If you know me, they're always some of my favorites. And yeah, so this one comes in number 3, which I've seen him sing it live. It was amazing. When I saw him back in 2017. Anyways, but yeah, like I said, great piano on it, great vocals, great lyrics. Number 2, I got Strawberry Fields Forever. I mean, come on. A lot of people put this number 1 favorite song of all time. Obviously, again, John, great vocals, great lyrics. Someone's in my tree, I'm either high or low. I'm just thinking of some lyrics on top of my mind that remind me of that song. Yeah, it's great John, just writing and psychedelic, and you got that great like Mellotron music, that keyboard, Mellotron, whatever. Let me take you down because I'm going to Strawberry Field. I mean, love that. I love the orchestra music in it. I mean, yeah, classic. Number 1, if you've seen my favorite songs list, you remember this was pretty high as well. Actually, it was right in front of Strawberry Fields on my list. I think I like number 14 or so, 15 on my favorite Beatles songs list, and that is Penny Lane, which is a Paul song talking, kind of reminiscing about a street in England, Penny Lane, which actually, I should just show this. My good friend Adam got me this from Penny Lane. So it's a City of Liverpool Penny Lane keychain. Really cool that I keep a hold of. Very thankful to Adam getting me that from Liverpool. So it's cool. I got a piece of Liverpool here. Thanks to Adam, who's visited there many times. I've never been. Love to go to Liverpool. Of course, see all the Beatles stuff there. And Adam has a lot of pictures of him by, I think, a sign that says Penny Lane, I think, or Strawberry Fields Forever, or whatever, or Strawberry Fields, I mean. And he has a lot of those pictures on his channel, which is really cool. But yeah, so yeah, Penny Lane, real place in Liverpool, England. But man, such a fun, upbeat, very, I don't know, just gets your spirits up kind of song. Every time I hear it, I just smile because it's so just wonderful, and just, yeah, that kind of song. Great use of horns in it, and that chorus, Penny Lane is in my ears, in my eyes, bum, 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 there beneath the blue. Anyways, I can sing the whole song, but so amazing. One of my favorite songs of all time. Penny Lane, number 1 on here, but yeah, so many great songs on here. It had to be high on my list. So at number 15, Magical Mystery Tour from 1967, number 15 on my list, by the Beatles. So that's my number 15 song. Please feel free to comment. What do you think about Magical Mystery Tour? Where is it on your list? And all that. Would it be that high? Love to read the comments. I always appreciate that. And just thank you to anybody who watched this video. Thank you to anybody who liked it. And really appreciate all of you. And thank you to all the subscribers for supporting the channel. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a good day.